Guys, how you doing today? Thank you for tuning in. Like I promised before, I'm gonna do that monster coupon in the 6GR for you guys that have been asking that. Today we're gonna do a 60-10 root. I'm gonna use a 1/8 landing on the bevels and a 332 gap. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and tack this thing. Roughly the machine right now is at about 87 amps. I'll decide whether I gotta go up or down after this tack. Let's go. After every tack, you want to feather down those tacks. That way when you get in position, you won't be able to get that grinder in there. So go ahead, feather down the tacks. Okay, a decision has to be made at this moment. Is the temperature good? Do I gotta go up on the temperature, down on the temperature? Every machine varies, so don't go by the amount of amperage I'm gonna say on this video, but go by the keyhole that's made by the 60-10 rod, okay? So let me explain. If that rod is able to go in there like this and stop, the temperature is good. But if the rod's able to protrude all the way, including the flux, you should turn that machine down just a little bit to get you a better control of that arc, especially in that root pass. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the machine down just a little bit. All right, with this now tacked up, as you can see, I'm gonna be restricted. So you sometimes wanna disconnect from your power source and then get your composure right. Try to get you an idea of how you're gonna run that.
So here my mic accidentally turned off, but what I'm basically saying is do a dry run. Make sure that you don't have your leads plugged in. That way you don't accidentally arc off. And carefully walk your way around the pipe with that stick rod to give you identifying markers on where you're gonna have to stop and start. Give yourself a visual. Take your time. Get comfortable before you actually get started on the welding, because it's important to know where your stops and starts are going to be.
Here I'll be able to use the grinder strategically, and then from there try to come up as high as possible. You want to eliminate as many stops and starts as possible, but because you're restricted, you're going to have to make them. With that said, choose where you're going to stop and start by doing that dry run. Now that I'm comfortable, let's get after it.
Alright guys, one of the biggest things you have to look for is that keyhole. And again, focus your attention on that keyhole and count 1, 2. You gotta simultaneously feel that the rod is actually going inside the pipe itself. You can also listen for that noise it makes, that make sure that keyhole stays no bigger than the actual diameter of the rod, and consistently keep moving forward. Again, that dry run should give you a good idea of how far you can run that stick rod.
Hey guys, I just finished the root. I cannot get a grinder in there. However, I got a German saw blade and I'm gonna use to clean the edges off. Because traditionally I would grind a little bit of my root on a 60-10, but I can't. So again, with the German saw blade, if you don't have a German saw blade, a handy file will do the same. With that said, let's turn up the amps to about 5 to 10 for my hot pass and go for it. Okay guys, now that I ran the root and hot pass, I'm about to switch over to 7018 332 to fill and cap this monster coupon. The biggest thing about this, again, remember, just always be comfortable. ABCs of welding, always be comfortable. I had to go out and get me one of these little benches, that way I could come across. And I'm gonna start here and bring it up as high as I can. Switch, bring it from here, bring it up all the way as I can, and then on top I'll do the very, very top. All right, let's get after it.
Arc addicts, look at that bevel. When you're welding, you have to isolate the molten metal on both sides of each bevel in order to proficiently make that weld. This is a great image of being able to see how wide the previous bead was and me being able to go over to right to left to right to the left.
Okay guys, as you've seen, I ran that bead a little wide, hitting both walls, tying in on both sides. Now for the next filler pass, instead of doing one big wide whip, I'm gonna run stringers, one on either side. One on the left side first, and then one on the right hand side. Let's go.
From that last arc shot, you can see that I'm now whipping it 2 beads at a time. When filling in monster coupon, you'll go from the root, the hot, and maybe 1 or 2 fillers with 1 single bead pass. But after that, you're gonna have to divide it in multiples, sometimes going 2 or 3 beads wide. These monster coupons take a while to fill up, and if you get comfortable running stringer beads, you'll be able to isolate any issues and at the same time get good, clean filler material in at all times.
Okay guys, just ran a couple more filler beads. Again, it's still not flush, so I want to go ahead and continue running beads. And from now on, instead of doing the 2, 1, 2, I'm doing 1, 2, 3 to completely flush it out. After I run these 3 beads, I'll have you take a look. All right. Okay guys, as you've seen, I'm now completely flush all the way around. We're ready to start the cap. Before you do, take a time and give it a visual inspection. If there's any arc marks, any BBs outside of the bevels, or any high spots on the weld, go ahead, grind it down now, because when you grind it creates a shiny spot. And if you grind it out now, by the time you finish capping it out, it'll warm up the pipe, covering any of the shiny spots, and at the same time giving you a good quality piece of work to turn in.
If anybody's gotten to this point on their monster coupon, it could be almost overwhelming. But one of the beautiful things that keep me focused is literally in that 1-2 count. By a 1-2 count, you'll consistently lay down a good looking bead, and by staying steady, you'll have a good finished product.
Hey Arc Addict family, thank you again for watching this video. If you have any other questions on the 6GR, any welding process, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. That way we can put out more content that you would be wanting to see. And we're also gonna have a giveaway coming up soon. Please stay tuned for more information on how to get in the giveaway. If you have any other questions on the 6GR or any other process you might be wondering about, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll get back at you with more great content coming soon.